is she being an a-hole for booting the stepsister right out of the birthday trip?
Yeah, there are some headlines I read, and I'm like, I got to get the tea and figure out what happened. So yeah, headline reads, woman boots stepsister from birthday trip after group chat texts are exposed. I'm going to tell you what happened, and I would love to hear how you would have handled this situation. So this was originally on Reddit on Am I the A-hole? And it starts with, I, a 19-year-old female, am the daughter of separated parents. And my father's new wife has a daughter, Sophie, 18-year-old female, okay? So 19-year-old who's celebrating her birthday, 18-year-old stepsister. Last year, my friends and I, including my best friend May and Debbie and some other girls, decided to go on a trip to celebrate my birthday. Well, her father asked her to invite her stepsister along, which she noted she did, even though the two don't have a close relationship. But her dad was like, hey, please invite your stepsister. And she was like, all right, I'll do you solid. We're not close, but I'll invite her. The trip, she said, was one of the best of my life, though she thought her friend May seemed a little down throughout the getaway. She would ask May what was wrong, and her friend would say she was fine, just a little tired, so she believed her. The vacation was so fun that they all agreed that they try to repeat it the following year. So they're going to do the birthday trip again. But when the time came, Debbie, another friend in the group, showed her prints from a group chat. So she showed her receipts from a group chat that she was not a part of. Timestamps lining up with the trip. And in them, Sophie, her stepsister, was apparently talking bad about May. So May was the one on the trip last year who was kind of like down and out, but she was like, oh, I'm just tired. Well, no, it's because the stepsister was in this group chat calling May names like whale and fat bee and other cruel things.
Oh, damn.
May, she noted, is plus size. She goes, I spoke to May and she confirmed that during the trip, Sophie was completely unpleasant to her, always commenting on her body and her personality for no apparent reason. But she didn't say anything so as to not ruin the vibe of the trip party and to not create tension between me and my father's side of the family. And after the trip, she ended up forgetting about it completely. So she said that she then told Sophie she knew everything. So the sister goes to her stepsister and she's like, I know everything. And she's like, my stepsister turned pale when she saw the prints. Like, I showed her the receipts. She saw pale. And that's when she basically kicked Sophie out of the trip and told her I didn't want to see her again. So she's like, you're not going on this trip. You're going to talk about my friend like that, right? But then came an unexpected reaction from her other friends. Now, the other girls in the group, apart from Debbie, who showed her the receipts, and May, the girl she was making fun of, are saying that she's the a-hole for kicking Sophie out for something so insignificant. And if that is Sophie doesn't go, neither will they. So she wants to know, am I an a-hole for kicking her out of the party, the party trip?
Abby, what do you think?
To me, well, first of all, I want to shoot down the thought that that's insignificant, especially when it comes to a group dynamic, and you just do not talk about people that way. And so I think she had such a good heart with deciding to kick her out of the trip because you want all of your friends to be able to have the opportunity to have a good time. I think maybe she should have given her the opportunity to apologize and say, hey, like, this really is unacceptable for like the kind of trip that I want to have. Like, I want everybody to have a good time and feel accepted and welcome. But I think even though she kicked her out, and I would have handled it a little bit more sensitively, given the sister a chance to apologize, make amends, I think it says a lot about the girl group that they're more mad about the fact that she's getting kicked out than being concerned about how their friend May feels based off some really horrible things that were said about her. So I don't think she's the a-hole. You could have handled it a little differently, but I think you need to find some new friends.
I don't disagree, and I feel like I would have handled it the same way. I mean, it's difficult to keep like those groups together that you try to go out and enjoy. And so I feel like if there's ever a link in the group that's going to cause tension amongst the group, then to me, if you're loyal to everybody, you're not loyal to anybody. So I would feel the need to be loyal to my friend.
Yeah, it just takes one person on a trip like that to ruin it for everybody. And I couldn't have said it better myself than what Abby said, man. If this is the group that you're hanging out with, and this is the predominant attitude, and you're the odd man out, then take yourself out, not only of the trip, out of that friend group.
Yeah, and the fact that May was so sweet on the trip last year, it didn't say anything because she was like genuinely wanted her friend to have a good time on her birthday trip. I'm like, how can you not?
Get out of here. What were they saying on Reddit?
Majority of the people said she is not the a-hole. Somebody did ask about the woman's dad and how he was, what he thought. And she goes, initially he seemed quite neutral in the situation and didn't want to get involved in our fight. But then a couple days later, we had dinner together and he spent the time talking about how Sophie was very sad that she wasn't going on the trip and she really wanted to be there, spend my birthday with me, blah, blah, blah. And that I should rethink the matter as this situation was creating unnecessary drama with the family.
Get out of that thing. Totally get out of that thing.
The Bert Show.